What if the real financial trap isn't your job, but the invisible system you're living inside? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that no matter how hard you push, your bank balance never gets ahead of your bills, and every payday slips through your fingers before you can even plan for the future. Why do some employees break out and build real wealth on the side, while millions stay shackled to the monthly grind year after year? Today, we're lifting the curtain on the hidden paycheck trap and revealing the psychological and financial moves that let ordinary employees transform their 9 to 5 from a cage into a launchpad for something greater. Later on, we'll dive into a cheat code that nearly doubles your net worth over a decade without you working a single extra hour. If you're hungry for success and eager to learn, hit that subscribe button. We're here to share the secrets and strategies to accelerate your journey. Let's get started. Number 1. The invisible paycheck trap. Let's start by addressing the unsettling reality. 61% of employees in developed economies live paycheck to paycheck, including those earning above $100,000 per year, a shocking stat from Lending Club's 2025 Financial Wellness Survey. The real trap isn't your salary, it's the lifestyle inflation vortex. You're offered a raise, but quickly, your expenses climb to match. That bigger paycheck? Eaten alive by subscription upgrades, takeout, and revolving credit card balances. Ever felt like, no matter the increase, you remain one emergency away from disaster? That's not a coincidence. Most people believe their only options are to quit and reinvent themselves, or just wait for a miracle raise. But what if neither move is the answer? Ask yourself this. If your pay doubled tomorrow, would you finally be financially free? For most, the answer is an uncomfortable no. The real shift begins by seeing your job not as a source of money, but as your bank's best customer for leveraged wealth building. Number 2. The hidden enemy, automatic spending scripts. Have you noticed how certain patterns repeat every month, even when you promise yourself this time will be different? There's a psychological trigger called automaticity. Our brains default to old spending scripts unless we intentionally disrupt the loop. 70% of purchasing decisions happen unconsciously, triggered by routines and emotional anchors. Employees trust willpower, but the system is rigged for you to fail. Marketers spend billions mastering dopamine loops so you never see your money. Breaking this cycle isn't about budgeting harder. It's about rewriting the cue routine reward chain that controls your wallet. Smart employees use pre-commitment devices, automatic transfers to investment accounts, micro-savings apps that round up purchases, separate bank accounts for splurge money. Suddenly, even if you forget, your wealth grows in the background. Curious how these small automations can create generational wealth. In a moment, we'll reveal a single money routing hack used by a tiny minority of high-earning employees, one that banks hope you never discover. Number 3. Why skills are your number 1 asset multiplier. There's a cliche, work hard and you'll get ahead. But most of the top 1% realize something few discuss. Your employer is really renting your skills, not your time. The smartest employees multiply wealth by monetizing rare, cross-functional skills inside their current jobs, and then licensing these same skills outside with zero conflict of interest. Statistics show that employees who add a lucrative skill, like copywriting, coding, or financial analytics, into their workflow see a 42% increase in annual bonus and a 33% boost in promotion rates within 18 months. But here's what most people get wrong. They focus on what everyone in their department already does, competing for the same crumbs. A nurse with TikTok health tips, a data analyst who builds report templates on Gumroad. These people don't quit, yet quietly escape the trap. The real transformation begins when you shift from what I do to what rare outcomes I can create. Number 4. The asset stacking play. Here's a principle you've rarely heard. The fastest emerging path out of paycheck dependency is to assemble income assets that work invisibly, even when you're deep inside your job. Most people launch labor-intensive gigs, then burn out juggling shifts around their job. Instead, watch how one smart employee turned his team's FAQ into a downloadable ebook on Amazon KDP, earning $2,000 a month in passive royalty checks without clocking extra hours. Or consider the HR rep who built a simple interview prep course on Thinkific, then licensed it to local colleges. Employees with 2 or more side assets, not side hustles, but automated sources like dividend portfolios, royalties, or digital products, hold 72% more liquid net worth than their coworkers. If your employer cut your hours tomorrow, what asset would pay you for the value you've already created? Write that down, because in the next section, we'll expose a bizarre trick called the digital asset funnel, a method so effective it's being quietly adopted by Fortune 500 employees worldwide. Number 5. The digital asset funnel, your quiet exit plan. Imagine funneling small amounts of your ideas, templates, or solutions into digital form, then automating their sale or licensing while your job pays the bills. Pioneered by employees inside top consulting firms, the digital asset funnel involves packaging existing work into mini products, an Excel dashboard, PowerPoint template, even voice-over samples. Platforms like Gumroad, Fiverr, and Udemy are overflowing with these micro assets, but most employees never leverage what they already know. When your first sale notification comes in while you're sitting at your 9-to-5 desk, you'll realize you've finally bent reality. Number 6. The psychological wealth hack, risk layering. Conventional wisdom says only risk takers build wealth. But what if the psychologically secure path is actually about layering risk, not taking wild bets? The wealthy don't avoid risk, they isolate it. At work, you keep a steady check. Meanwhile, your side asset growth happens in other domains. Emotional stability meets exponential upside. Here's where most employees mess up. They throw money into speculative trades, crypto, penny stocks, then panic when losses hit, or they never try at all, paralyzed by the possibility of failure. Ask yourself, what's the smallest risk I can take weekly to build an asset without gambling my safety net? Maybe it's 25 invested in a low-fee ETF, or an hour spent uploading a document you already made. Over time, these micro risks multiply without threatening your stability. Number 7. Compound time blocks, the productivity arbitrage. Productivity isn't about hustling harder, it's about exploiting arbitrage windows, hidden pockets of time when most people zone out or scroll. The average employee loses 1.5 hours per workday to gray time, waiting on meetings, commuting, or task-switching limbo. Legendary investor Charlie Munger calls this slippage. It's where most fortunes evaporate. Smart employees reclaim these moments, 10-minute transition periods, early morning slots, lunch hours, to build, test, or automate assets, learn high RPM skills, or research investment opportunities. When you stack these wins, small improvements compound, pulling you out of the paycheck cycle faster than you ever thought possible. Number 8. The value ladder audit, income source ranking. Most employees spend years stuck on low-value rungs, completing tasks that make their bosses rich, not themselves. The value ladder audit is a simple strategy high-earning employees use to surface which skills, projects, and connections can be monetized for maximum leverage. First, track every recurring weekly activity at your job. Next, rate them. 1. Could this be automated? 2. Could it be taught, packaged, or licensed to outsiders? 3. Does it create visible results? Top consultants use this audit quarterly, not yearly, to discover opportunities hiding in plain sight. If your boss wanted a 10x improvement in results, Which part of your workflow would you amplify? The true gold lies in leveraging, not laboring. Number 9. Licensing knowledge without quitting. Did you know your intellectual capital, templates, guides, unique processes can be licensed or sold outright so long as it's not proprietary or violates conflict of interest policies? This is the method no one tells you about. Employees at large firms often build generic tools or training modules which they then sell to smaller companies outside their sector. Here's the big pitfall: failing to clarify ownership rights. Smart employees use freelance agreements or platforms that specify original work status, keeping their reputation and career secure. One project manager we studied built a project tracker for her team, then adapted a clean version to sell online, earning more from licensing each month than her actual salary. Number 10. Network effects, the secret multiplier. It's not just what you know or what you've built, but who knows about it. The network effect isn't a social media buzzword. It's a principle of geometric income growth. The more nodes you connect, the more paths money has to find you. Statistically, employees with 3 or more industry contacts outside their company earn 36% more in side income, according to PayScale. Yet most workers hide their expertise, trapped by imposter syndrome or fear of employer pushback. Here's the twist: the most successful quietly join professional forums, Slack groups, or niche LinkedIn pods, sharing insights and learning about non-competing opportunities. In every video, I try to discuss and address the factors that surely improve the chances of your success. If you like this also, subscribe the channel, like, and share the wealthy knowledge to your loved ones. Now, if you want to know about 8 stealth wealth signs you're quietly winning at life, then watch this video. I'll see you there.